Hey Josh, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
No complaints, no complaints. Thanks for joining today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. If you would just tell everyone a little bit more about what you are doing here in the esports space, who you are, and a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. Josh Otero. I'm the CEO of NutriGamer. We are a functional nutrition company that was specifically founded to help improve the health and performance of esport athletes and gamers. So think of us as really the anti-energy drink. We're the healthy alternative, providing scientifically proven healthy alternatives that improve focus, concentration. We're also trying to educate people on as far from a content perspective. So overall health and wellness, how can we improve that from a gamer and esport perspective? My background is I've been an athlete most of my life. So sports performance. My team, doctor out of Pepperdine, exercise scientist, exercise physiologist. So we've got a well experienced team that brings a wealth of information and experience to the esports and gaming space to help improve the lives of esport athletes. That's our goal, is really to help improve the longevity that they could play, be competitive at, and bring a higher level of gaming for a longer period of time, so that burnout, is instead of 3 years or 3.5 years, we could play for 20 years at a high level.
So, I mean, that's really interesting, right? I think a lot of people, I'm getting a little bit of feedback there still, but it seems like a lot of people still think that, esports is really just for people living in their mom's basements, right? And what we're people are trying to find out is a lot of these collegiate and professional teams have nutritionists, they have trainers, they have psychologists, right? Something that's really coming about. And it's what made you think like, hey, now's the time to get into the nutrition side of esports? Rather than maybe saying on purely the training side of it?
So that's a good question. So my co-founder and partner at Pepperdine, he's been studying esport athletes for the last couple of years, and he's seen this trend, like you said, from your traditional, what you might envision as somebody playing in their mom's basement, to now this has become a professional sport where people are making millions of dollars a year. So we cannot train like we are in our mom's basement. We have to train like a professional athlete. And there's no system or protocol to teach these athletes how to train like professional athletes. So that's why we're providing content and information, as well as the nutrition that they need to become high level athletes and stay high level athletes and to perform at that higher level. So it's our passion and it's our mission to help educate and improve the lives of these esport athletes and gamers. And just with the rise and growth, we feel it's a perfect time. And with our background and experience in traditional sports and studying esport players for the last 2.5 years, now is the time. And obviously, with what's going on right now, it's even more important than ever.
Absolutely. So tell me just with this whole coronavirus thing going on, how important is it that people who are maybe more competitive in esports, should they just spend this time, this core couple weeks, maybe a couple months, really focusing on getting inside of, inside the game, trying to work on their skills, or should they also be keeping up the physical side of it and trying to focus on the nutrition just as much as always?
Actually, I think now, if you're a competitive esport athlete or you want to be gaming, this is the time to really focus on how your sleep is. If you're drinking enough water, staying away from a lot of the sugar energy drinks, because we want our health to be, right now, it's more important than ever for our health to stay healthy, right? We don't
Mm-hmm.
want to fall victim to one of the viruses. And one of the ways that we could stay, vigilant is obviously, sleeping. We want to make sure, I understand, we have to stream and to make money, and we have our fans, but one of the things that we can incorporate now is taking naps. If I need to be streaming at night because of the time difference and I have a couple hours, I'm going to take a nap. And then if I have another couple hours in the morning before I have to stream or play again, I'm going to take another nap. So I understand a lot of these athletes, a lot of you guys can't sleep for 8 hours at a time in a row. That would be ideal, right? But if we can't, because this is our livelihoods and we need to make money, let's take naps. Let's drink more water, right?
Yeah.
So, really focusing on our health at this time is, I think this is a great time to just take advantage of that and realize, okay, maybe we could track ourselves and see what we're doing, how we're performing, and how we could get maybe even better by using this time, because we're not traveling, right? We aren't getting into groups, right? We're practicing, social distancing. So why not, now we have this opportunity, focus on our health and our nutrition, right? So choosing, an apple instead of a, sugar-laden bar, or a water instead of a, you name the energy drink. This is the time to start focusing on our health and what we're doing and how we're, actually becoming an athlete versus for fun, right? We want this to be a sport. We want this is competitive. We want to make money. We want to make this career, or we want to make this an industry with opportunities. We can do that when we're healthy and when we're focused and we're performing at our best.
Do you find that esports athletes during this time are maybe going to struggle a bit more than maybe a traditional athlete would? Or do you think they're going to go above and beyond, mainly because, esports may not be quite as physical as a traditional sport? Or how do you see those two different groups kind of not necessarily interacting, but working around the current environment within the US, or really, I guess, globally at this point?
So I see this as an opportunity for the esport athletes to come out ahead, right? Because what are traditional athletes doing? They're playing esports, right? They're gaming because they're not playing because of social isolation. So we can't, be playing our traditional games, NBA and all that kind of stuff. So they're playing NBA 2K. So now is the time for these esport athletes to promote themselves, to come up and show that this is a sport, this is competitive, and this is a high level sport that's demanding. So we can highlight the benefits of esports. The cognitive demand is the same, is higher than it is on a traditional athlete. So we're still burning calories, because guess what burns most calories? Right here. So we're burning a lot of calories. We're working at a high level. This is just a way for us to highlight that and let people know, because guess what people are doing now? They're watching Netflix or they're gaming, right? People are working from home. So if we have this opportunity, let's show the community, show the world that this is a sport and this is something that's here to stay, and this is something we can have fun with it. We can use this as a way to distract ourselves from all the craziness going on. We could use this to have fun, and we could stay engaged. People need engagement, right? We're a community. This is our culture. This is what we're born to be. We're a community people. And if we isolate ourselves with no form of venting or be able to interact, it's detrimental to our mental health. So this is a way we can interact with each other, have fun, and not be too close where we're worried about, getting infected. So this is a great way to kind of explode the sport and really have these athletes experience the fun and joy of esports and gaming.
So do you think that this is like an opportune time? I guess you do, right? This is an opportune time for someone to come in and to really make a name for themselves. I recently wrote an article around the idea, right? Hey, look, did you recently lose your job? Have you been streaming for a little while, but you haven't had the time or the ability to make it your full-time job? I guess this is a perfect opportunity for those people to kind of take it to that next level and not just go out there and start streaming, but hey, this is an opportunity because you're stuck at home. You can easily make conscious decisions about what you're going to eat and what you're going to put in your body, right?
This is it. Like this is your time, right? This is the time if you want to make a name and career in gaming and esports. This is the time, because everybody's on it. If you look at viewership hours are up. So why not make the best of it, but also work on that health component, right? So we don't have to sit all day. We could stand up, do some air squats, stand up, sit down, just walk around, do something in the house, maybe do a couple push-ups if you can, just moving around, moving the body, keeping the body active, drinking water, and making sure that we're hydrated, because obviously if we're sitting and we're doing nothing, it's easy to not drink enough water and become dehydrated. So making sure we're focused on, okay, how much water have I drank today? Let me fill that 40-ounce thing and make sure I drink 2 of those today, right? So this is, and it's stable, so it's not like we're going all over and we lose track. We're in the house, right?
Yep.
So we could focus on our hydration. We could focus on our nutrition. Unfortunately, some of the stores are getting sold out of, so maybe buying some protein powders and making shakes and stuff like that if you can't get, some of your fresh foods, because right, there's no grass-fed beef or meat right now. We went to the grocery store, there's nothing left. So I'm eating more shakes, right? So, I'm doing whatever we can do to stay healthy and not eat some of the other garbage that's out there that's going to detract from our gameplay, right? If we want to play at our peak and perform at our peak, we need to take care of our bodies. So yeah, this is a great time to kind of highlight yourself, highlight what you want to do, and make your name in esports or gaming, and then take care of your health to show, okay, even though everything's going on, I'm still mentally strong and physically strong. And the only way we could do that is by having interaction. Ideally, it's obviously in person, but if it has to be like this through video, then so be it. But we're eating good, we're taking care of our bodies. If we could, practice a little bit of mindfulness and be present, even better. If we can, take naps or sleep 8 hours a day, perfect. So there's things that we could do now that we have time, that we're not running around, that we could take advantage of this opportunity to really focus in on ourselves, our health, and our gameplay, and really figuring out what the next step is.
So what is the next step, right? I mean, if you, in terms of, is there sort of like a ramp-up plan? Like, let's say everyone just is, for sake of argument, let's say we're all quarantined for 30 days, we're all locked down, like in some of the other countries. What's that ramp up look like? Is it, hey, look, immediately get out there, go back into the gym straight away, or is it, hey, maybe let's spend a few minutes, just a day, just kind of getting warm back into it? I mean, what from your perspective, what's the most important once this whole kind of hysteria kind of blows over?
So I think, starting now is focusing on our health and taking care of ourselves, and that's sleep and drink. And maybe one of the things that I would say as far as transitioning out is starting to journal. If you journal for 3 days in a row, 20 minutes per day, there's long-term effects to that. And then if you journal every day, this is going to help lower some of that stress, right? Because even there's a lot of madness going on, and even if we don't let it affect us, it still is going to semi-affect us. So if we could figure out a way to emotionally and mentally calm ourselves, be present, that's going to affect how we transition out of this. Because this is just, it's a virus, it's seasonal, so it's not like it's going to last forever. It's going to be a month or two, and then we're going to be back to normal. So we need to make sure we're getting back to normal for the economy, right? We don't want this economy to slow down too much. So we need to get back to business. So making sure that we're ready to get back there. So it's doing those things that I explained, but also then putting together a plan. What a better time right now. You have a couple weeks. You have at least 2 weeks to start writing some ideas together of what you want to do. What do you want this next 12 months to look like? What do you want the next 3 months to look like? Why not write it down? Why not journal? Why not put some action steps together? I want to make the XYZ team. I want to be able to stream and make $10,000 a month, whatever that goal is. And then how are you going to do that? So now is the time to start putting these goals together so you can transition out of this, because if it lasts 2 weeks or 6 weeks, there's going to be an end. What are you going to do? Might as well take advantage of this time where you're at home, because what else are you going to do? Game and figure out your future. This is a perfect opportunity.
Awesome. Well, hey, Josh, thanks again for coming on. I know it's Sunday afternoon, a little bit odd timing, right? But as you said, we're stuck at home, trying to figure out what we're going to do, trying to be social, be somewhat productive. And these are great tips, right? And as we discussed earlier, right? If you want to do something different with your life, now is probably literally the best opportunity you're going to get for the rest of your life to do it. There's really no more excuses at this point.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Awesome, Josh. Well, hey, thanks again for your time. Everyone, be sure to check out. Do you want to do your pitch? Yeah, go ahead and do your pitch.
Yeah, I mean, follow me on LinkedIn. Josh Otero at LinkedIn, and then we're updating our website. So we have a thing, but it's nutrigamer.com, nutrigmr.com. Apologize, we're redoing it now, but take a look at us. Follow us on LinkedIn, NutriGamer on LinkedIn, and follow me. You'll get updates, and we'd love to have you participate in our health and wellness movement.
Awesome. Well, Josh, thanks again. I appreciate it. For everyone who missed this, we'll be sure to put this up as a recorded video throughout the different channels. Josh, once again, thanks for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.